Europe 2018. These videos they just keep on coming. I cannot finish this series or whatever mini series. I thought I'd just take a moment to tell you guys about the worst ever Airbnb experience that we've ever had in our entire lives. I'm here at a good Airbnb experience, actually. I'm shooting a wedding for a friend in Sacramento, or outside of Sacramento, and the family went off to do dinner, and they left me here to eat a DiGiorno pizza off the tray all by myself. So I thought I would record just this story, since there's a little bit of quiet, even though we're right next to the road, as you can probably hear. But Europe. So our trip to Europe, we had 5 weeks. We had a flight to London, and then we had a flight from London, and we had a van for a week. We did that. We had Italy for 3 weeks, and then we were like, what are we gonna do with our extra week that we have? And so we decided to do like 3 days in Amsterdam, because Joy's been there before and she really liked it. And so we thought, why not? We're close enough to Amsterdam. Let's do it. And then we were gonna spend like 2 days in England, which is also another terrible story of something that happened there, but we'll get to that one next. So Italy, we finished up Italy, and then we drove to Zurich, which was, I don't know why we rented our car from there, or why we flew into Zurich, but we did, and it's a beautiful drive. And so for the tragic story, I thought it'd be fitting to show you guys some beautiful drone footage. We stopped like halfway somewhere in the mountains of the Alps and shot some drone footage. So let's just cut to drone footage, and I will tell you this sad story. So we got an Airbnb in Zurich, and it turns out that Zurich is one of the most expensive cities in the world, the whole wide world. We got a cheeseburger at Burger King for $20, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So we had an Airbnb in Zurich. I found a cheap one. It was like less than $200, so that was cheap in Zurich. And so I texted the guy. I was like, hey, we're on our way. We'll be there. Check in around 5. Didn't get anything in response. Crossed the border, texted him again, hey, we're getting close, could you tell us like a code to get in, or just, let us know that you got this? No response. So then we pulled up to like this sketchy apartment building, and I called the guy's number. His number was on Airbnb, and I was like, hey, we're here. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, your Airbnb guests, we're here, can we check in? And then he hung up on me. Just hung up, and I called him back. Nothing. Just gone. So we were like, what are we gonna do? So we went to a park and threw rocks at birds for a little bit. Or no, wait, we threw bread at birds and rocks in the water. Felt like throwing rocks at birds. And so it was getting late. It was like almost 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. We've been driving all day at this point. So we were like, let's just go into the city of Zurich. The Airbnb was kind of outside the city, so we're like, let's just drive to as close to the airport as we can get, so we can wake up and catch our 8 a.m. flight early. And I was also thinking, like, maybe we'll just sleep in the car. But so at this point, Jovi is mad. She's teething still. She's crying. We're in a Mini Cooper, and we're just stuck in traffic. Like, we hit traffic going to Zurich. We weren't moving at all. We had nowhere to stay. Kids were freaking out. We were hungry. And so we found a parking garage near Zurich. We just pulled off and we parked. And he's like, it's $50 to park here. And I was like, cool. So I paid him all of the francs he wanted. And then we started walking. And we just went from hotel to hotel and asked them if they had any room. And no one had any room. And so we're like, what are we gonna do? Do we just sleep in this parking garage? It was $50. That's like the price of a really cheap Airbnb in America. But at the last hotel, not the last hotel, but one of the last ones, Joy went in and they said it'll be like $250 to stay here. And I was like, I'll pay you anything if we can stay here. And so we got ourselves a hotel room, and we laid down in bed, And then we went and walked and we got that cheeseburger, the $20 cheeseburger. And found out that Zurich was like the birthplace of the Dutch Reformation. Zwingli was there. Him and I guess he was buddies with Calvin, or I don't know. It was a cool place. But just come on. If you're going to host an Airbnb, you got to let people into it, you know? Anyway, I had to get that story off my chest. So now it's forever recorded. And I will never forget that awful, awful day. And really, Joy is the hero. She was the one going in to hotels like, please, we need a spot. And I was just dead inside. I don't know what I was doing. Anyway, so from there, Zurich, we woke up. We flew to Amsterdam. We made it to Amsterdam. And that is where the story stops for now. We'll pick up with some normal Amsterdam videos. Probably have 2 or 3 in there. And then you'll hear the story of the tragedy in London. That's a whole nother one. Maybe I'll record that one right now. Yeah, I'll do that.